Hello designers, this is Rebecca and this is your assignment for service design critique. So you were to design an Art Deco logo and redesign the Miami or Havana tourist experience. You were to design an app for an existing in real life accommodations destination in either Miami, Florida or Havana, Cuba, based on the feedback from your assigned partner, who is going to be your ideal customer avatar or persona. You can What could you include in your app to indulge their travel enjoyment, their to ease their travel woes, and to cater to their interests and maximize the perceived value of their experience? And then wrap it all up in a definitely deco interface. So I'm going to just scroll on down to the research part. You were to research Art Deco stuff and read all the resources there, and then find a hotel that you'd like to recreate the logo for, and then read your partner's VOC and their persona that they created for you, and then create a mind map for your logo. And if you needed to create another one for your app, you could do that, as well as mood boards. And then you were to create your logo design for the existing hotel in either Miami or Havana. Draw out 10 to 16 um, sketches, thumbnail sketches, and leave feedback for your partner on their logo and vice versa. And then, based on their VOR, persona, and feedback on the logo, you would create your UI design of 4 screens. One had to include um, the home screen, one had to show the navigation, and then the other 2 screens could be whatever you wanted, and they had to be on mockups. So that's basically it. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So first up we have Amanda, and her partner was Marjorie. This is Marjorie's persona, and this is Marjorie's VOA. Sorry, some places I wrote VOR, but it is VOA. You got it right. Here's a really good looking mind map. Yeah, looks good. Good, good, good. Really good. Okay, here's your mood board. Looks great. And then we had a few different options here. And this is the Pelican Hotel, your brand standard sheet. You've got a beautiful color palette. I love this Genesis font, is so gorgeous. Look at these beautiful ligatures. Oh my God, they're so good, so good. Really pretty. I love the scale, changing the scale of the different of the different words in the hotel name. Looks really nice. All right, I'm going to keep going here. And here's your sketches for your app. Really good. Good, good, good. And then here are your screens broken down. And you mentioned that the user can access all details of the hotel experience while viewing each room, and includes amenities, FAQs, and rates. Really nice. Okay. And then here are your mock-ups. Great. So let's go ahead and check out this first screen here. This is the welcome screen. I appreciate that you have a nice big picture of at least part of the hotel, whether it's the inside or the outside. That's a really good way to start. We have our logo nice and big at the top, and a little hamburger menu icon, and maybe your user icon. Looks good. Let me just go back to your style sheet to see what font this is. Dial. Okay. Maybe it's Odelay. Great. Okay. All right. That's cool. This is, oh, sorry. This is nice here, this part. That looks good. Okay. So this Discover Our Story button could be a little bigger, like a little more fun, a little more attention grabbing. I think that you were keeping it consistent with this search button, but it doesn't have to be. I also like your inset, your like recessed shadow, inner shadow to make it look recessed. That's working nicely here. Great. Okay, and then here's your navigation. Easy enough. I think I would recommend, so I'm just looking at the home screen and looking here. So keep your logo the same scale on every page, okay? Even on the menu. And then instead of an underline, maybe just give this that lighter cream color, whichever thing is getting highlighted. You'll just make it all the way across the whole screen, that whole row, the lighter color there. Okay, and that works. Okay, cool. And then this is really pretty with this nice big room. I love these little thumbnails here. This looks really good. This looks so professional. I love the icons, nice use of icons. The graying, the lightening, the tint of the text that's not selected is very good. We have a perfect information hierarchy. This is cool. I love to see the book now is like nice and big. Looks good. Wonderful. That's fantastic. Really good. Good information on there. Looks great. Way to go. All right, now we have the Experience Miami. I'm just going to click back and just look at the scale at the top there. Okay, cool. Just making sure. All right, so now here we have these cute category icons. Very nice. Really cute. Okay. And then, so I'm not crazy about the rounded corners on the photos because I'm not seeing that anywhere else. I see it on your buttons, and that's fine. But the photos are going all the way to the edge of the screen. So if you wanted to make smaller photos, here's an opportunity to use some of those corners and borders that you said you liked so much from the Art Deco stuff, and that's why you chose to include it in your logo, right? So I think that you could play with that some more. Give these some frames that are maybe reminiscent of the shapes in the logo or, something a little bit different. I would keep the any kind of stroke on those frames similar to the line weight that you have in these icons up here. But yeah, and then just beware of things like these orphans. Just, do a line break at tropical instead. And yes, okay. And then I saw your map. This was to scroll down to show the map. That's cool. I'm not super crazy about this really giant rounded corner because I don't see that anywhere on here. You have like a straight edge. I don't think you need a rounded corner. I think you could just have a straight edge there as well. It's just more consistent with the rest of the app, okay? All right, I do want to address this logo just a little bit. Um, so I really think that the word the should not be bigger than the word hotel. It should be the same size or even smaller. I think the same size would balance it really nicely. So I would definitely recommend changing the size of the word the to match hotel. Um, I recommend nudging the word the over to the right a bit to align this T with the P. Not aligning the stem because the stem's not even totally aligned. So just align the edge of that crossbar up there with the P and see how it looks. If it doesn't look right, then at least align the stems, okay? This looks good down here. I love your leading is really nice. That looks great. Yeah, that all looks really good. So this shape right here I'm not feeling Art Deco. Let me look back at your, okay, I'm just seeing if I see it here. I'm not quite seeing it. I'm seeing some things. Maybe you're looking at that. I'm trying to read your mind. Maybe this bit. Okay, so I wonder if you would consider getting rid of the caps on the end and then maybe placing the circles outside, of those rows together and then just uh, maybe giving the middle, the pink line, a thicker stroke. Just trying to see if there's something. See how these two are like parallel to each other there, and then we've got the circle on the outside. That looks pretty cool. You could even move that pink line over, Trying to see if there's something else here. We've got 3 lines, 3 rows there, 4 rows there. Okay. Yeah, I think removing the cap is the best thing to do. I hope you understand what I mean by that. I mean these vertical lines here, those can go, and this one, and then this one. And I don't think you need the cream in there. I think these could just kind of be open corners, and just play with the weight of the pink a bit if you'd like, or the placement of it. And I think the circles could move it. So the pink could go all the way around if you wanted it to. Also, it could curve the same way as the others. And then when you resize the word the, you might need to shorten this one. I think it would look good if it came all the way across and lined up. If these came down and lined up with this one. But just play with it and see what you think, okay? All right, great. Thanks so much. Next up is Marjorie, and her persona is Amanda, and these are her favorite colors. Looks great. Okay, your VOA. Awesome mind maps. Woo! That makes me so happy. Gorgeous mood board. Very pretty. I love this. Is so deco. I love it so much. Really pretty. Great fonts. Nice palette. Really nice. Excellent. So here's the Marlin Hotel logo, and it's so beautiful. Beautiful work. So you use the Pinot Grigio font. It looks so nice in all caps. This color palette is gorgeous, and I love this pattern. I love how symmetrical everything is. Like, you really paid attention to all those details. It's really nice. Gorgeous. Gorgeous color placement. Everything's so balanced and pretty. It's really elegant, really gorgeous. And here are your sketches for your app. Looks really great. Excellent. And here's the app. Okay. And you mentioned you went for like a real clean look, which you did achieve. Really pretty. Nice and consistent. I like that drop shadow on the buttons is very pretty. That thin stroke is really lovely to match the logo a bit. Ooh, that looks nice. The text up there. Really pretty. I love the darker text showing that this one is selected with the little caret here. That's really nice with the picture. Your nav looks good down here, and how you change the colors. Really pretty. City guide. Oh, lovely with the filters. Really nice. Elegant. Very elegant. All right. Cool. So Amy's profile. Lots of little buttons. Really nice. Okay. So I do want to give you some feedback on this. Everything is so beautiful for sure. I just think there's an opportunity to add a super light pattern in that background. You've got this gorgeous pattern that you're working with. It could be either of these or a third option, whatever you want to do, and just have it at a very low opacity, like between 5 and 10% in the background. It'll just add that extra step, and it'll be so classy and pretty, and it won't interfere with the readability of your text here. It won't distract. It'll just take it to that next level, okay? It is pretty as it is for sure. Don't get me wrong, but it's a bit sparse, and Art Deco is not sparse. And so I want you to lean less towards modern and lean more towards Art Deco. It's hard to pull away from designing ultra sleek modern when that's what you're used to doing, or that's even what you're used to seeing, because so many things are like that nowadays. But when people see something a little different that's elevated, they go freaking crazy over it. And so that's what's going to happen here when you add that texture in the background. So I'm not saying add it up here in your header. I'm just saying add it down here behind these buttons and this text. It could even be, if you wanted, I don't know, I was going to say below this line, but I don't think you need. I think it could be behind the whole thing. And so here it could be behind the whole thing as well. Yeah, same with this. It's up to you. If you want to start it lower and just have the top be white, you could do that. Just play with it, see what you like, okay? All right, great. And then for this one, I think I'd like to see an image. We don't have a lot of photography on here, and people love photos so much. So this is a gorgeous find, really nice photo. And this is really cute, this beachside special photo. We've got a map. We have icons, which are fantastic. But I'm wondering if there's a way to put some stock imagery of like a person helping somebody at a hotel, or I don't know, somebody answering the phone. It could even be Amy's profile picture. I don't know, that might be a little weird, but I don't know. I just want you to consider something like that, okay? Great. All right, thank you so much. All right, next up is Chastity. Chastity's persona is Daryl. Great picture. And here's your VOA, VOC, VOR. Here's your mind map. Okay, great. Two mind maps looks good. And your awesome mood board. I love how many of you love this Josephine Baker piece. I saw it a lot throughout your mood boards, and it makes me so happy. And I was happy to see the Chrysler building there too. That's cool. I wasn't sure when I added it um, to the Pinterest board if it was something anybody would be interested in, but it makes me happy to see it there. Great. Here's your great logo thumbnails. And here's your logo and your brand guide. Gorgeous palette. You wrote that you had to use pink because it was part of the hotel, which I think is really pretty. You have a grain texture there, but I can barely see it. It could be part of the conversion to PDF. But I think Gil Sans looks really beautiful with this Genesis font. Great font pairing. And here is your rough sketches, really nice. And here is your mock-ups. Great. All right. So I'm going to look at these close up here. So this frame is very pretty, really nice. I definitely recommend having a big old picture of your gorgeous hotel, or at least of Miami Beach or something on that home screen. We need a big, welcoming hero image, okay? Um, but God, I love that frame. Really perfect. This DC, way cool. I love that. That's really nice. The font looks good. Really nice information hierarchy. And this little nav at the bottom is great. You've got a little hamburger menu up here as well. This is cool. This kind of like slideshow option there to scroll through the pictures. Looks good. I'm just going to tip through the next part. Okay, so there's just a few things that I'd like you to keep consistent. You've got this border roundness with the round corners pretty low, as far maybe like a 16th of an inch, maybe an eighth of an inch. And then up here you've got a larger roundness, like maybe a quarter of an inch or so. Um, so I just want you to keep them all consistent. We lost your beautiful border. That's no longer on these pages. And that's fine. They don't have to be on these pages, but would you consider maybe giving each section that border or something, or uh, each image that border? I don't know, that might get too crazy, but I think that there's some other stuff you could do here. You know what I mean? Let me just see what we have here. Great. That's nice. Really nice mock-up find. Great. So the only other thing I'm missing is your navigation image. So I wanted to see 4 screens total, okay? So be sure to include that in the final presentation. And I think that you could also benefit from, let me just look at your thing here. If you're going to use a texture, bump it up a bit, okay? Maybe give this a gradient in the background. Oh, like you did on your home screen. I don't know if the texture is added to that, but I'm not really seeing it. Um, You know what? Never mind. The background on these ones do not need a gradient. I think just adding that frame will be what all it needs to really pull the deco into those pages. The deco gets a bit lost in those pages. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Chastity. Next up is Nick, and your persona is Larky. Great, okay, great color palette. And here's your VOC, and here is incredible mind maps. Yes, looks so good. You really went crazy, and I love it. I love it. Good work. Good problem solving there. Really fun mood board. Very pretty. Great images. Okay. Then your logo thumbnails and your logo. So I love this color palette so very much. I love this Emporia font. Is so cool. And it looks really good with Monsante. Really pretty. Josephine Sans has become one of my favorite fonts. I use it all the time. I love it. And here is your really nice UX sketches. Really great. Lots of good problem solving here. I read that you created your logo and then had to change it because you had to pick a different hotel, but it turned out really great. I think it's fantastic. Let me just look at your thumbnails. Okay, great. Yeah, you did a really wonderful job there. Really cool. Okay, so this is your home screen. Really pretty. I love a large photo up there. It looks really nice. And let me just keep going. This is really cool. So is this the home screen? No, this is not the home screen. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what page this is. Let's see. Okay, so we have a make a reservation right away on the home screen. This is a welcome to Miami page. Okay. Then we have some value deals. And then this is, I think, things to do. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so we'll figure this out together. Okay, so I'm looking at this and I'm sorry, let me go back to your color palette real fast. Great. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm cool. All right. um, so you gave your logo this like white background kind of stroke. And I understand the thought process behind it. You know, it does help separate it from the background. I'm not crazy about it. Like, I almost wish it was solid white in the center and maybe a little more of a stroke on the outside. I don't, yeah. Play with that and see what you think if you don't like it, but it looks so much better here than here. Um, so yeah, okay. Then this looks fantastic. This looks good. I feel like my information hierarchy is getting a little mixed up. If this is the home page, then make the welcome to Miami larger text than this make a reservation. I also don't think that it should be the same font as your logo. Yes. So give that a try. Changing your font here to be the same font as it is up here, but it can still be all caps and it should be larger. Then this will be, so that, and yes, okay, this will be your title. This will be your header 1. This can be header 2. And then you can have a button font, that's fine. Okay. I'm not crazy about these rounded rectangles everywhere. They do make the most sense with your logo out of everybody's because you have these rounded edges here, but you also have these gorgeous kind of sharp edges on this text, right? So play with the corners to maybe make one have a straight corner and then the opposite one have a rounded edge, and then the bottom one have a straight corner, and then the opposite of that one have a rounded edge. So the two diagonal from each other can be, right angles, and then these two across from each other can be rounded, half a quarter inch um, rounded corners or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what makes this font so fun, is this like nice beautiful curve and then a super straight edge. So play with that in your frames here, okay? You can also consider adding a, a floating stroke kind of thing as a frame around it. That could be really cool. So I'm just not understanding these parts back here, the blue and the pink. I see that you have kind of a progress guide here, but I don't really get that part, if it's just for decoration or if those are images behind it that you kind of scroll through. If that's what it is, then I recommend just replacing these shapes with actual photos so that it looks like it's like a revolving carousel or something. Okay. Um, yeah, cool. Everything else looks good. The navigation at the top and the bottom, and the little icon and the search bar, that's cool. Great. Okay, great. This page, I would, okay, yeah. I was going to say, I think I would keep the search bar the same on all the pages. It doesn't have to say search for deals on every page, but be white, Um, so this page, I saw there was a comment from your partner that this page is a little hard to read, and I also agree. I think this font is just too small, and so uh, make it bigger. I also am not crazy about the alignment. We've got Welcome to Miami kind of centered, but then it looks like we've got a way less of a margin over here than we do on this side, and that could just be because it's left aligned. But yeah, move your text box, make it more narrow, have it line up under Welcome to Miami. But I also don't understand why they say Welcome to Miami on both pages. I think that's where I'm getting thrown off. So change whatever it says here to let us know what page we're on, okay? For back to home page, sorry. So if this is what your buttons are going to look like, then make them all look like that. I don't think you need a back to home page button because you've got the home icon here. But you could have it, you could have two buttons down here, one that's home page and then one that is going to value deals. So that would help, clarify some navigation. And then this could just be like maybe our story or about us. That could be what this text says up here. Okay, great. Now this one is a great idea, and I love it. I love what you did with these gradients and the photos. Maybe make this gradient not go up as high into the sky. Pull that green gradient down so we can see what the actual photo looks like, so it looks more like these. Okay. This green is really pretty. I'm just not really seeing it anywhere else except in the logo. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. I just like the way like these pastels look here versus this just looks completely different than the rest of these other pages that have the pastels. So I don't know if you want to take that in consideration or not. This page, so if you change those corners, do the same here. The sharp corners versus or mixed with the rounded corners. The fonts look good here. I just think that you could do something with the background. I was going to say maybe add a pattern or something, but you're not really working with pattern anywhere else. Do you have a pattern in you don't have any pattern in your thing here. Let me see if there's any patterns on here. I don't really see any. Okay. All right. Well, what you could do is add a gradient because you're working with gradients. Maybe. Okay. All right. Great. And then you have this cool page, which is awesome. I love the photo up here. I love the map with this photo. Okay, all right, that's cool. This makes sense. Good. So that's good. So if you're center aligning your headers on all the other pages, then center align your header here too. We're just going to keep it consistent. If you do the sharp corners, sharp corner this one and sharp corner your map. Okay? Excellent. Thank you so much. Next up is Hester. Hester's partner was Katie. Great color palette and really cool Art Deco images. And your BOC, your mind map looks good. Good, good. Great. 2 mind maps. I love it. Your mood board is very beautiful. Excellent. Lots of greens. Great. And here's your color palette. So this logo turned out really cool. I love this charcuterie filigree text. It's really fun. Excellent. Let's keep going. And here is your lo-fi UI sketches. Great. And your mock-up looks really pretty. Lots of photos. I love it. Great. So this is a really wonderful way to start your welcome screen with a big old hero image in the background. That looks really nice. And then we're using some screens in the background to separate our text from the photo, which is cool. So you have in your logo some kind of chamfered corners. I don't know if you are familiar with that term, but I'd like you to consider playing with that shape in these boxes. Instead of this big rounded corner, try the chamfer. I'm sorry, not chamfer, the inverted, I'm using the wrong word, the inverted round corners. I think that'll look cool with your logo. And then just apply that to all of them. You won't be sorry. Then I do like the way that this font looks in yellow. I was staring at your logo for a long time trying to figure out if I wanted you to get rid of that black stroke, because we don't see a lot of black strokes in Art Deco. And then I saw these areas here, they need some separation. So maybe you would consider using this light color as the stroke in here, and this darker color on the stroke in the light part, and down here. And then changing the Cavalier font to this gold to balance it out a bit. I would also recommend extending the Cavalier font to at least these edges, like making it larger a bit, if not all the way out to this edge. So I do want you to play with the scale of Cavalier and see if bringing it out to here is enough or if bringing it out to here looks even better, because there's room to make it bigger. You have a gigantic icon, in terms of scale with the text. So just play with it. It's such a cool text. If it's bigger, we can see the beautiful details in that font. You know what I mean? Great. Okay, and then this Pinot Grigio font looks really cool. It's working nicely. We lose the impact that we got on the home page. We lose that here. I think it's because of having this plain background. So I don't know if you would consider maybe making a pattern out of this flower icon or something, and just having it be super, super low transparency in the background. It doesn't even have to be yellow. It could just be the stroke, or something. And you could alternate it like a brick layout in the pattern settings so that it's more deco-y and could even kind of overlap a little bit. I guess it would only look right if it overlapped if it was filled, but yeah, but turn that opacity like way, way down to like between 5 and 10% and just put it on this background here, not on the background of the little sections. Okay, so whatever you do to the corners of this one, do to the corners of everything, all your images and all these little buttons. These buttons you can leave as rounded. I think they're working as is. Consider making the search bar white just because, people are getting more used to seeing white search bars, and so when something's familiar, it just helps them find things faster. Uh, but just consider it. Okay, and then I think that you can go a little bit bigger on your header twos. So this to me looks like a header one. That's nice and large. Should these be header ones instead? I don't know. Yeah, I think they should. So go ahead and make these header ones as well, nice and big. Um, then I feel like this should be larger than the starting at price size. So then, yeah, make these the size that this currently is, and then make this the size of this. Okay, great. Good, good. Really nice. Thank you so much, Hester. Next up is Larky. Larky, that's your persona, and your partner was Nick. Great colors, great pieces, great. Oh, sorry, your VOC, VOA, VOR, VOA. That's what it is, the VOA. Hi, okay, and then here are some excellent mind mappings. I love it. Awesome. Mood board, really good. And here are your logo sketches. And here is your final logo. And then you also separated the little icon out from the logo. Okay, and here is your brand guide. Great color palette, awesome fonts, love, love, love. And here is your UI sketches. Excellent, and you're addressing your persona's needs and likes. All right, so here is the screens broken down. I like seeing this navigation. Thank you so much. So here's our home screen. We've got an image in the background that is like the opacity is real low so that we can see the logo. And then we have a nice message that does address your persona's needs, which is really fantastic. These all look really great. I love these ideas. And we've got some double navigation here, so that's really cool. So, and then we have your little icon at the top and a hamburger menu, and then really cute icons at the bottom there. So on the home page, I recommend you look at mock-ups. Usually people want to see a very large hero image, whether it's of the outside of the hotel, inside the hotel, a special feature of the hotel, a special feature of the area. So we're losing that beautiful hotel facade because it's so transparent in the background. And this message is really fantastic. It's just that it's not creating the impact that we need it to create. You know what I mean? So I feel like instead, I think you should redo this homepage with take this welcome to the part and move it on down and move your logo up, and then have your image not be behind the logo, have it be down below the logo, nice and big. Um, and you could say welcome, and then you could have like, just trying to think of if you need something. I don't know if you need any text except for book your stay. This is really fantastic. This could be maybe part of an about us page or something. I mean, the text is important because it does do all the things that you were hoping it would do when what you wrote up here in your sketch here. You know that, um, yeah. So, yeah. Hmm. I'm just trying to figure out if we need this page here. That is nice. Hmm. Okay. I'm just going to let you figure it out a bit. I think you could cut some of this out. It is a little bit wordy. You could probably get it down to maybe 5 lines of text, and that might help solve the spacing issue a little bit. You could also decrease the size of your font of your logo as well, and then you could have all of that still on the home screen. But we need to see a nice, gorgeous picture like you have in these, with the full contrast, the full opacity, as a nice, welcoming hero image. Okay, your yes, okay, great. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I'd like to see, but there's not. I love these uh, little ornaments that you added to the buttons. That's really cute. I do notice that the spacing is a little inconsistent on these headings at the top, like food and drink. These guys are a little bit further away from the letters than they are on these other ones. So maybe there's just an extra space there. So be sure to just fix that. But that's about it. I think everything else is really great. Thanks so much, Larky. Next up is Jalen. All right. So Jalen's partner is Giselle, and she's got a great color palette as well and great inspiration images. And here's the VOA. And so you were going to highlight security, personality, and reliability in your UX design. And here's your mind map. Okay, and a second mind map. Great. All right, and your mood board. Very pretty. I love these palettes that I'm seeing here. Really pretty. And your sketches. And here is your layouts. So this is really interesting to me. I do like seeing these like mixed corners, and this does feel very deco to me. But then I feel like we kind of lose that a bit once we get to the app. So we're going to revisit that. I love the logo. It's so pretty. Um, I think it's just really lovely. I love the gradient in here to make it feel very gold, and um, these colors together, this beautiful, like a royal blue with the gold, is just so elegant. Very pretty. And you went all out here making an app for the app layout for a tablet and for a small screen. Really nice. So, okay, I'm sorry. I take it back. I do see that shape and I love it. This is nice, this border up here. I like your little icon up here. You've got your nav across the top. So we don't usually have a nav like this on a small screen. This is going to be replaced with a hamburger menu that is then a pop out. Okay, this is just like very tiny text. And with a screen, we usually scroll up and scroll up, right? And so unless this is sticky, which means it sticks at the top, it doesn't scroll up. Everything else kind of scrolls up behind it, it looks like. Um, then we can have it, but that's just usually not present any longer in app design, okay? But this is cool, these little features, and I love this. I love it. Beautiful. Really nice. Yeah, the little word the, really cute. Okay, so here is where we wouldn't cluster the navigation. You would then have the navigation go in a row like you have it here. It's just, it would go here along this part. So I know that sometimes when you're creating a header, it can be hard to kind of figure out where to place everything, but don't be afraid to have some negative space in a header. It's okay. All right. Um, great. I have a nice looking footer down there. Looks good. Looks really good. Everything looks really pretty here. Really nice. Just for layout aesthetics, break this up into 2 or 3 paragraphs, okay? It'll just look a little nicer instead of one big paragraph. People won't read that. I know, people are so lazy, aren't they? All right, so really nice. So same with here, just break this up into 2 paragraphs. But I love to read more, really nice. Lots of wonderful details here. Okay, I'm sorry that you struggled with the project, but it turned out really nice. Okay, thanks. Next up is Giselle. Giselle's persona is Jay. And here are your great color palette and great inspirations. Excellent. Great, your VOA, good looking mind maps, and very pretty mood board. Really fun. Really fun. Lots of textures. I love it. Pretty. And here is your thumbnails. This turned out so lovely. I love it so much. I can't even tell you. So, um, awesome color palette. So super deco, just like decadent deco. Perfect. Fantastic font pairing. I just love it. Really great. Here's your UI sketches. Really nice. And your notes on, what you'd like to address from the persona and the VOA. Really good. And here are your tiny mock-ups for this part, but that's okay. We're going to see them bigger. It's so pretty. Really pretty. Really nice. Just so sophisticated. So usually I do want to see a hero image, but this is just like so striking that I'm okay with it. Maybe, do we need some directions on where to go? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Gorgeous texture in the background, just beautiful pattern. Um, yeah, this is totally working. Nice thin strokes around the borders there. So for yours, would you consider having rounded borders at the top, but 90-degree angles at the bottom? Kind of like your logo. You've got these rounded corners here, but you've got this really sharp edge on your font. I think it'll look kind of cool. Just give it a try and see if you like it or not. This is beautiful. I love seeing this. Really nice. Very pretty. This is cool. I like the arrows for navigation. So the only thing is, so this happens sometimes when we're putting things onto the mock-up. You're getting a little cropped here. So I don't know if you can scale down the size of those arrow buttons or nudge them in a little bit. But right now it looks like they're centered on that. The circle is centered on that line, and that looks nice. So I think scaling it down might be the fixer. This font looks weird right here for some reason. I don't know if it's, I can see that it's the same font in the others as the other places, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, and then we have this pretty book of room. I love your inner shadow, looks really pretty in these text fields. Yeah, gorgeous. I'm wondering if there's a way to fit the guests up here so that you can have an even larger picture of the room. That would be really nice because you've got a lot to play with on this larger screen size. You know what I mean? And this works. Um, so you may consider uh, including the address and at least an email address. You might consider a map on this page, something like that, or a picture of the hotel, something else. But we definitely need on the contact page, you've got a phone number or two phone numbers. That's great, but we need the address for the place, okay? Excellent. Thank you so much. Beautiful. All right, next up is Sophia. Sophia's persona is Aubriana. Really lovely soft color palette. And we see that color palette right here in this picture, so that's perfect. Great work. Okay, next is your BOA. Excellent. Good, good. Awesome mind map. Love it, love it. Great mood board. Cool. It's so fun seeing what each of you kind of gravitate towards. It's really great. Your logo thumbnails and your logo. So this is a wonderful color palette. I see your persona's influence on there. I know you said you struggled with this logo a bit, so we're going to return to that in just a minute, okay? But I do love the fonts that you chose. Yeah, I don't see actually this one down here. Is that Gil Sans? No, it doesn't have an O like that. Is that the Deco font? I can't remember. Okay, that's right. Here's your wireframes. Great. Okay. A little bare. Good. Okay, so here's the first screen, and thanks for all the little notes. That's great. Okay. Love all the photos. Really nice. hmm And you had mentioned that you kind of struggled with the Art Deco style. Um, there's some really cute stuff going on here, like these organic shapes and stuff. It's just that unfortunately Art Deco isn't a lot of organic. I feel like organic shapes are just a little bit more modernist, and Deco is more geometric. There's not to say that there are no organic shapes in Art Deco, because there for sure are. It's just that, like, when people think of Deco, they think of like really geometric boldness. You know what I mean? Um, so let's go ahead and address the logo first. So I see that you have a marlin shape, and then you kind of put you put the logo in there almost on a rounded corner kind of rectangle in a way, but then pulled that in. So my only thing, I think that this is totally workable. I feel like if you were to make this part, come in under Marlin to Hotel, which I wonder if you did already have it like that at one point. But I feel like this fish has a larger fin, right? So when I think of a marlin, I think of this fin up here like this. I know that they don't all have it, like this guy doesn't quite have it. And but I think that it makes for a really cool shape. I guess there's lots of different types of marlin, isn't there? So I don't know if you would consider adding that shape at the top to make it a little bit more recognizable. I feel like the tail and the pointy sword nose are like the most characteristic to the marlin, but that big fin is also like what kind of finishes that shape off. So basically what I'm saying is make the full silhouette of the marlin, and then just give yourself a nice cutout of this pretty shape that you created with the font around it, and just see how that feels. You can have the still sticking out. I think that totally is cool. And I love the text, everything about the text, the alignment, the size, the scale, and the stacking is all really nice. I just think that the shape of the fish there's parts of it kind of missing. So I think if you fix that up, then it'll work out. Then, so we have charcuterie and gill sands. Okay, great. So then we got started here, and there's lots of geometry. So, but then it kind of goes away. Okay, I see the browse buttons. Sorry, I'm just flipping back and forth and looking. Okay. All right, so you didn't quite stick to the sketches, which is okay. That's, it's part of the evolution of the progress. This looks fantastic, but I feel like for the home page, we need to see that logo big up here. You know what I mean? It's just so tiny right now. And so make the logo top billing, and then welcome below. And then uh, you could have the not sure where to go. We got you covered around the browse area. But yeah, okay. And then for yours, I love this big image in the background. It's so beautiful. So yeah, we definitely keep that. Hamburger menu, great. I think we got to get rid of these swirly shapes. Let me go back and look at sorry, I'm just all over the place. Okay, so we do have like rounded edges of these buildings, but it's symmetrical. You know what I mean? These are all symmetrical. This image here, totally symmetrical, right? This image over here, she's organic, but she also has hard corners. and then these intense zigzags behind her. This is super sharp, right? So if you could, we have a start of that here with these hexagon or septagons. I can't remember what you call a five-sided. Oh, here you use hexagons here. So that's cool. The hexagons are working for sure. I think it's just like this is cute. It's cool. It's just not right for deco. I think it would be great for another design. So definitely keep it for another design. Um, but if you could just kind of mimic some of those other deco shapes or just simplify it a little bit, I think that'll help. Okay. But your information hierarchy, the sizes stuff is good. These are great. Yeah, and I love all the images. Fantastic images. Your footer is a little crammed there. Give yourself a thicker footer. You've got a lot of real estate to work with, okay? And then you can spread this stuff out just a little bit. Okay, great. Great, great, great. Okay, thank you so much. Next up is Reese. Reese's persona is Kayla. Lovely color palette as well. Great images. Oh, sorry, great VOA. Excellent. Okay, got your mind map. Woo, look at this mind map. Reese, nice work. Some little fishies. Awesome mood board. Great. And your sketches. And here it is. It's so pretty. I love that font. It's really neat. You made it. You're so fancy. It turned out really pretty. Um, and well, I mean, I'm thinking you made it because it says custom there. Oh, you kind of like made it from Monsante, maybe? It's cool. I love it. And I love this color palette, and I love these patterns. And I love these ornaments up here. Very pretty. Excellent. So you had fun with your framing, which is really nice. And um, yeah, the font looks so good. The logo looks fantastic. It's so pretty. It's just really strong on its own. Really good. So the only things I see here is just a little bit of a little need for some margins and padding. That's all I see. So notice that your edge here is nice and thin and consistent along the left side, the top, and the right side, but then we get real close down here. So give yourself that same little sliver size along the bottom here. And then these can just be smaller so that you have extra margin along the bottom. It's just a little too close to the bottom there, and they just don't need to be that big. But yeah, these double arrows look nice. Those look deco. Looks good. Okay. Then this looks nice. I like this tab here. That looks cool. The information hierarchy. So I think that this should be bigger than this. It just needs to be in the in the order. So this would be header 1. This would be a header 2. Um, so that should be smaller than the header up there. Okay. But the bullets look good and it's cute. Yeah, works. So I don't know if you want to change this part here to be, the same spacing as over here, but I think it will help a bit. And this looks really cool. I love these pictures. These buttons look good. Yeah, that's all good. Just keeping it simple. This looks good. So here we are having some information hierarchy. Again, this does not need to be as huge as it is. Let me just go back to your bullets. Okay, so it's the same size as those bullets. Sorry, I'm clicking back and forth. I'm just trying to see. Like, I feel like this text should be the same size as this text. It does not need to be that big. So I would make this text that small as well. You could keep room large. I think that's fine. That could be your header 3. Okay, this looks good. Really good. Great. Great work, Reese. Thank you so much. All right. Next up is Katie. Katie's persona was Hester. Really fun color palette. Super punchy. I like that. And pretty influences there. Excellent. And here's your VOA. Good. And your mind map. Oh, nice. Great. Second mind map. I love it. Excellent. And your mood board is so pretty for your logo. We have a second mood board for your design. Your sketches are incredible. And then we get this gorgeous logo, which I love so much. It is so cool. I love it so much. Great color palette. This pattern is so pretty, and it's perfect in the little wing there. I love the two-tone of the beak. I love the shape of the bird. I love it all. I do, and I love this Oscar inline font is just so good. I love it stacked. Oh, I love it. So I do want it to come to the baseline of the foot. And I gotta say, I kind of want it to go to the top of the neck. But it doesn't have to go to the top of the neck. I just want it bigger. It's so pretty. Why not, you know? Why not? But at least fall on the same baseline. Okay, then we have these mock-ups. This looks really cool. I like that. I do kind of want to see a hero image on the home screen, but the logo is so pretty that I'm okay with it. And I love the texture and the pattern in the background and this pretty frame. So I'm okay with it. This frame is getting close to the edges here. It's making me uncomfortable. You know how I like a little bit of padding there. But sometimes that just happens when we're creating our mock-ups. And then this looks really cool. I love the frame that you have around here. This text looks fantastic there. The background looks really good. This is really cute. I love it. Really cute. We got some little arrows for navigation. We have a super fun navigation at the bottom. These icons are really fun. Great. And then we have our browse activity screen on the search bar. Okay, so if you're having hard corners here, have hard corners here. You could have rounded corners at the bottom if you want, and hard corners at the top, meaning 90-degree angles. You can play with that. That might be cool. All right? Great images, though. I like to see a lot of photos because that's what people like, all right? Excellent work. Thanks so much, Caitlin. Next up is Kayla. Kayla's persona is Reese, and Reese loves red and black and has some really bold, awesome inspiration images. And then great VOA, excellent. Great mind map for your logo. Awesome mind map for your app design, really good. Ooh, that's a mind map that makes me happy right there. Look at this mood board just exploding with inspiration. So great. So great. Okay. And your logo thumbnails, great. So cute. I love this. Really nice. Awesome color palette. Just so fun. Very Havana. I love it. So pretty. These fun patterns here. A lot of you chose like the same patterns, similar patterns. I've seen this one a lot, and then this style a lot, but I just love it. I love it. I'm happy to see it. Makes me happy. So this is so cute. The like the pattern inside of the glass, and then this fun pattern on the leaf, and then you've got this line in the font in the charcuterie. It's just working so nicely. This text, this font down here is a wonderful pairing, and I think that it really complements the glass so nicely, whereas this text complements the leaf so nicely. And when it's broken down into these two colors, I think that even accentuates it more. This little orange slice with the array on the glass is very fun. Yeah, it's awesome. All right. Then we've got your rough sketches. Great. And then we've got our mock-ups. Great. They're so tiny. I got to zoom in. Okay. Great. Okay. So here's our welcome page. And we have a lot of good information and things to do. I'm going to return to this. Okay. Here is the browse the rooms. Looks so good. I love those borders on that images. You better shut the door. I love it. So nice. That's this gorgeous pattern in the background. We've got our navigation changing colors to show us where we are. Your header, I'm sorry, your logo at the top. Looking good. Then we have a fun search bar and all these fun little pictures with little frames on each picture. I love the details so much. And now oh, an itinerary. That's nice. I haven't seen that on anybody else's app, and it's really nice. This is too fun. Breaking down the times, the activity type, and where to go. Fantastic. Great. So let's look at this really fast. The home page is great with information wise, but we need a hero image. We've got to have a hero image. So I don't know if you would consider maybe removing the search bar and the explore stuff, and then just kind of pushing everything else down to have a nice big hero image as your welcome. Would you consider that? Would you consider doing that? We just need something. We need a pretty picture of this hotel, of the outside of it, maybe. Okay? All right. So here you were just mentioning how you had fun learning XD, but you had a hard time with the Art Deco style, and I just have to tell you, you nailed it. You nailed it. It is so good. It is a little busy, but not in an annoying, overwhelming way. I think it's fantastic and very elegant and pretty. I love it. You balanced everything really nicely. It's all very thoughtful. It's laid out nice and clean, you know. Just because it has a texture in the background doesn't mean it's not clean, okay? It's really pretty. So great work. You guys all did so good. You've all blown me away so much this semester. I'm just so thrilled with all of you. Thank you so much for all the awesome work.